Where is your boy tonight? I hope he is a gentleman. Maybe he won't find out what I know. You were the last good thing about this part of town. What's up, my fellow creators? Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me for another moment with Topics with Becky. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And with that being said, let's get into today's topic. So, what do I want to talk to you guys about today? Well, it's kind of two topics, okay? But this isn't going to be a long video. This is going to be a short video on this. I feel like this is going to kind of be, maybe I'll make this into a series. I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of thinking about it, but I've dealt with narcissists in the past, and so I feel like I could definitely bring a lot of clarity to this for a lot of people. But there's two things today that I want to discuss to you guys about, and they really go hand in hand. And the first thing is blaming others for the situations that we're in or the situations that happen in our lives. And the second is why we blame a narcissist for where we are, right? So they go hand in hand. But not always are we dealing with a narcissist. I feel like not everybody is dealing with a narcissist currently, but I feel like there are a lot of people who are dealing with narcissists right in this moment. So first, let's get into this. Why do we blame people for where we are in our lives? Like, we've been taught by the people that were in our lives, the people that were always around us, that basically said this, right? Like, it's their fault. Whatever's going on in my life is this fault. It's that's fault. It's this. It's what happened here. It's what's going on over here. It's easier to point the finger than it is to take accountability for where you are. And I think I posted a video in regards to accountability, so I don't need to go back into that. But the thing is that when you blame everything outside of yourself for where you are, whether that's your car breaking down, whether that's your house getting, taken away, or whether that's your job getting taken away, you get a pay cut. Yeah, pay cut. Whether you get, a friend walks away, or friend, hurts you, or you lose a love, whatever it is, there's so many situations in this world that can happen. All right. So when you spend time blaming the situation outside of yourself for where you are, you're not taking any time to see what it is that you can do to change. Part of the law of attraction is about being in a space of honoring ourselves. And I talk about this a lot on this channel. It's about honoring ourselves and where we are on our journey and what it is that we brought into our journey. And so to really highlight this first topic that I want to get into, I want to bring up something that has happened to me. Yes, another story time. So guys, this is something that happened to me recently, and it made me really see where I was coming from. My car broke down. What happened is a timing chain broke and it blew the head, right? And I had to get a new head, and I went and I ordered a new head, and after it was getting fixed and everything, they pulled the head off and realized that it cracked the engine casing. And so then I needed a new engine. Well, to buy an engine for this particular car that I have, it's very, very expensive. And I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I kept trying to figure out ways and ways and ways to make this work. But before I get into that, I want to get into the situation. My dad is a mechanic. Okay. And when he came in, he told me this. We were both frustrated. We were both super frustrated about this situation. So frustrated. And I had an idea came to me, and I came to tell him, and he just didn't want to hear it. And that's not on either one of us. He just was tired and exhausted from the day, and I totally understand that. But I was frustrated from the day too, and I just kind of went berserk. I just went into this place of like, you never listen to me. You never want to hear what it is that I have to say. And this is just like this. And I just kind of yelled at him and blew up. And I was really upset. I was upset. And it was because I wasn't dealing with how I felt about what would happen what had happened to my car. And what I realized is that this is something that has happened to me in the past, right? So I have a situation that's mirroring itself. I had a timing belt blow on another car that I had, and the same thing happened. It broke the engine and got it fixed. And after I got it fixed, had a situation happen and it blew the engine again. It was just a situation, right? I spent quite a bit of money on it, and just to have a huge paperweight. And that was the car that I had to let go of. If anybody follows my Facebook, you guys know I had to let go of a car last year, and it was really hard for me to do that. It was hard for me to let go because I really felt like for some reason that this car held such value in my life. So back to what I was saying, I was really trying to figure out a way to keep this car, to fix this car, to figure out how I could keep it in my life. And I go for a walk, and I'm really like, when I go for a walk, I speak with Source, and as I'm on this walk with Source, I see two dead locusts. One at the very beginning and one at the very end in two completely different areas, okay? So it's not like I walked by the same one twice, no. I saw one at the beginning on this side of the park, and then I saw one on the end of my walk on this side of the park. And I sat there and I kept trying to ask myself, like, what does this mean? Like, I know something's dead. Like, I knew it was trying to tell me something was dead. And here I was trying to come up with these situations to make sure that I had this car, because this car, for some reason, really just like, it meant something to me. Come today. I started looking at other options, and I found some other options that I'm going to take. I realized I haven't had this car in a month. Like, it's been broke down for a month, okay? And, like, the whole month I was fine. Like, I was like, whatever, it's cool, I'll figure it out. And then this happens when I can't fix it and I blow up, and it's because I never dealt with the pain and the hurt of my ego when that happened to me before. And so I finally cried about it. Like, I finally let myself cry about it. But I was trying to blame everything outside of me. I was like, well, it's the car's fault that I feel this way. It's, you know, this past situation that made me feel this way. It's Dad, because he did this, that made me feel this way. Like, it's everybody outside of me. And then I had to take a step back and be like, whoa, hold on, Becky. Like, for a second here, you need to honor how you feel. And so when I honored how I felt, everything changed. And then suddenly, which actually brings me into why we blame a narcissist, right? I blamed my narcissist ex for my original car breaking the way that it did. And at the end of the day, no one can really take blame or fault for it because it just really happened, right? Like, sometimes it just happened. And like with this car, like, I was like, man, I should have just changed the timing chain. Like, I already had this situation again. Why didn't I just do that? And I realized that it didn't matter, because when I looked up for this particular car on the timing chain's supposed to last for the lifetime of the car. And I haven't even gotten to the mileage for it is to replace it. It was just something that had to happen. And that just made me feel helpless. And so back to my ex, what happened is that I felt helpless in that situation, and I kept blaming him for where I was. I kept saying, well, it's your fault that I didn't have this car for the lifetime that I was supposed to have it. Like, it's your fault that this happened. And I wanted it so badly to be his fault. And at the end of the day, it was something that had to happen because I was putting more worth into this car and than I was into myself. Okay, and I was thinking that this car had attached its worth to me somehow. Like, it having this certain type of car was going to make me seem a certain type of way. And that's what happens when we blame a narcissist. We think that that narcissist is making us a certain type of way because we have attached our identity to this narcissist. And so everything that this narcissist does, it affects us at the core. That is the definition of giving your power away. Even to an item. Like, I was giving my power away to this car. And at the end of the day, I was like, this car, it's just a thing. It's not me. It doesn't make me any different. It doesn't change the way that I show up for these videos. It doesn't change the way that I show up for myself. It doesn't change the way that I show up for my readings. Right? It doesn't change the way that I do things for myself. It's just a tool that I use to enjoy life. Really, that's all it is. Like, money is a tool that we use to enjoy life. Everybody's like, it's something that we survive. It's It's the thought process that's behind it. You can either choose to see it as your need of survival, or you can see it as a tool to enjoy what life we have. Because survival is where our ego has come into play. Our ego has created these things to help us survive situations. And so we have survival confused. All right, that's a huge topic. And so I'll get into that later. But just open your minds for just a second, okay? So I had let my identity become the narcissist that I was with. And every time that this narcissist made me feel a way, it's because I let this narcissist make me feel that way. I let it happen. I let this car breaking down make me feel a certain way. It was because I had bottled up all those emotions from before, and I wouldn't let myself feel them because I thought, I have to be strong. I can't feel anything when it's in regards to this because I have to just figure it out. And we lose sight. We lose sight of the opportunities that come when things fall apart. And when I blew up, the next day I told my dad, I said, I'm sorry I blew up at you. And then I explained to him why I got mad. And it was so weird because he met me on my level. He's like, no, I agree, and I apologize too. And we had a moment where we were just like human. We were human. We could come together, and it wasn't even about this thing that was going on in our lives anymore, because we both benefited from it. We realized that didn't matter anymore. It was like our relationship was more important in this moment than that thing, and we took that to heart. And it was like, I kept thinking, I was like, so what is it that has died? Coming back to the locust that I saw. When I was coming back from my walk, I realized it's this car is weighing me down. It's an anchor in my journey because it holds with it a slew of memories. And this is hard for me to talk about because I never know who's watching. I never know who sees these videos, and I never know, what it is that people take from it. But at the end of the day, I realize I don't care anymore, because the reason that I got this car was because I needed something to get me from where I was to where I was going. And it was just a tool to get me there. And yet it comes with bad memories. Like, it reminds me of all the times that I used to go cruising with my ex, and that's all we would do. It reminds me of my ex. It reminds me of a lifetime ago, a life that I no longer follow, a life that I no longer live. And I had to be honest with myself. Becky, is this something that you want? Is this really something you want to keep in your life? Or are you ready to express yourself and to call something to yourself, manifest something in your life that is what you want, not just something that was readily available at that moment? And when I asked myself that question, I immediately felt this weight get lifted off of my shoulders and off of my heart. Because I realized I don't have to live these memories anymore. I would get sad seeing the car out there sometimes because I was just like, it just reminds me of something that I don't like. I didn't like that time in my life, and I think I was holding on to it because when you're with a narcissist, it's like being addicted to a person who treats you a certain way. And I feel like this is the last piece of me letting go, is letting go of this car. And so I ask, why are you blaming someone for where you're at instead of looking at what you can do? Stop looking at what you can't do. Well, you can't change the way that they act. You can't change what has happened. You can't fix it like that, right? I can't go out there and wave my hand over it and it suddenly be running. Like, no, this is something I can't fix. This is something I can't change. This is something that I have no control over. I didn't have control over that. I kept trying to tell myself that I did, but I didn't. when I came to this conclusion, I realized, what can I do? I can let it go. I don't have to carry this burden anymore, because it is a burden. Every day I see it, it reminds me. It reminds me of a time when I let myself be so low. And I literally let someone else tell me how I needed to live. And it reminds me of a time when everything that happened outside of my control was happening to me and not for me. And I had to find the blessing in this situation. And what is the blessing? I get to be set free because I choose to set myself free. I choose to see this as a blessing. I choose to see that Source has my back and is supporting me. Is it ideal? No. Is it ever? No. Because it never happens the way that we expect it to, and that's what makes it not ideal. But when you take yourself out of that egoic reaction, you allow yourself to see, I don't have to put up with this energy anymore. I don't have to put up with this memory anymore. I don't have to stay. You choose what you do. You choose to see it as a situation that's bad, or you choose to see it as a blessing in disguise. And when I chose to see this as a blessing in disguise, my whole outlook changed. And I realized a car doesn't make me who I am. My ex didn't make me who I am. My friend that left me didn't make me who I am. Nobody made me who I am. I chose to change. I did that. I did that. And you can too. You can too. So stop blaming everybody else outside of you. Because a victim mentality does not bring any manifestations into your life that you want. It brings everything you don't want. And this is the completion of a cycle for me, and I see that. I'm aware of the cycle. I have been for a while. So I choose to let it go. And I choose to not be burdened by it. And I choose to see that whatever happens, Source is looking out for me. And I choose to be happy. Because I've come a long way. And I choose to share this story with you to help you see that you can choose to blame others, or you can choose to see what you can do instead of focusing on what you can't. Okay? Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, set that notification bell down below so you always know when the next video does go live. And until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we meet each other again. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye. Ever get a crick in your neck? Like, I mean a crick in your neck where you're like, oh, Lord, what's going on? Are you willing to be flexible and seeing others' opinions too? What? Yeah, a crick in your neck. A crick, a little. You know, I had frequencies playing. But I guess something scared them away, and so they ran away and they didn't want to play no more. They were kind of fun while they were here, though. Your news today is change what you're doing. You didn't ken that I was gonna do this today, huh? But when you didn't know, it didn't hurt you, did it? Practice what it is that you want in life, and then when you go and get it, then you'd be surprised at what it is that you can do.